Hello there. Okay, so I think my first video is going to be about credit. What is credit? Okay, so a credit score can be anywhere between, I believe, 250 and 850. And when I say I believe, it's because if it's anywhere under really a 600, then you're probably in trouble. So we want to get that up around that 700 to 800 range. So basically, to start off life, you don't have any credit. Credit is basically when lenders know that you are reliable. So the more that they know that you're reliable, the more that they can trust you, and the more that they can give you without actually you having any money. So credit is a great thing to have. So in order for you to build credit, you must first get someone to trust you. So sometimes that will take a secured card. A secured card means it's something behind that card. If you don't pay your money, that they can take and still get their money back. So a lot of times a secured card will ask for you to give the total amount of that card to the bank first before they actually give you the money. So if your card is worth $300, then they'll say, hey, first you give us $300 and then we'll give you a card worth $300. Therefore, if you max out that card, they still have their $300 because at this point they can't trust you. So you have to build that trust. And eventually, when you do build the trust and they see that you're paying back your card, you're paying back the money that they loan you, then they'll give you back your 300 and they'll raise your credit limit. But that takes a while. So you want to get a credit card. Now, when you do get a credit card, and sometimes you will find a place that will give you a credit card without it being secured. It's random, but it happens. So if you do get a credit card, if you do have a $300 limit, we're just going to use that example. You want to keep your utilization under 10%, no more than 30. So 10% of 300 is going to be $30, which means you want to keep how much you use on that card under $30. No more than 30%, which would be $90. So have to be mindful when you get a credit card. This is not a shopping spree time. This does not mean, oh, I have an extra $300 to spend. Let me go to the mall. No. What you want to do is maybe put one thing on that card, like a Netflix account, $12.99, something like that. Maybe this day and age with gas being $5, you probably don't even want to do a fill up on that thing a week. But if you do a fill up and it's $50, then do that one fill up and pay it back off. You want to spend some money on the card, but you don't want to spend too much money on a card, because the more you keep spending without paying back, then the creditors see you as a risk, because now they think you're spending money that you don't have. If you pay it back, then that means you have it because you're giving it back to them. But if you don't pay it back, that means you don't have it. So you don't want to spend money on your card that you don't have. Only spend money on your credit card that you can put back. So keep utilization under 10%. Pay your bill on time every month, every time. Can't be late. Late payments have a negative impact on your credit score. So you always want to make sure you pay all your credit cards on time. If you can, pay more than the minimum amount due. If you pay the minimum amount due, it takes longer for you to pay back the amount you owe, because every month they're going to charge you interest on your card. Interest is basically the extra money that they get out of letting you borrow that money. They're not getting anything out of it if they let you borrow money and they didn't charge you interest. So, of course, your interest rate with you having no credit will be high because you don't have anything to back up that what you're doing, which is kind of backwards, because you start out with a high interest rate because you don't have any credit. But the more you keep working and getting a good rapport, you get a lower interest rate. So that will help you eventually. So you want to pay back more than the minimum amount due if you can. So basically, After you continuously do that, the credit card company will see that you're a loyal customer, you pay back your money on time, you don't spend a lot of money, so they'll give you a higher spending limit. The higher your spending limit is, the more that you can afford to use the card without your utilization going over 10%. But again, the only problem is you don't want to spend money that you do not have. So even if your credit card limit is $10,000, that means if you stay under that 10%, it's $1,000. So you can spend out up to $1,000 trying to keep your utilization under 10%, but just don't use money that you don't have to pay back. If you do have an emergency, of course, use your credit card, but you want to try to pay it back as soon as possible. So basically, to sum it all up, to build credit, get you a credit card. 1, 2, keep your utilization under 10%. 3, make sure you pay your payments on time or before time, of course. And 4, try to pay more than the minimum amount due to get in good standing. So those are good tips for right now for building credit.